Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah for replying, Hafidh Ridwan. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wal aqibatu lil muttaqin was salatu was salamu ala Rasuli Muhammad wa sahbihi wa ali baiti wa dhurriyyati ajma'in. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. All praise to Allah, most merciful, most gracious, for allowing us to be here for another week. I think it's now our fourth week, alhamdulillah. Fourth week has started, and I've noticed since last week, the third week, things are starting to change. So everyone was excited the first 2 weeks that you're going to be learning Arabic, you're going to be learning grammar, we're going to be getting into the Quran soon. But after 2 weeks, people are starting to fade off. People are not turning up to class on time. People are not turning up to class. People are not coming online. Some people that are coming online are not really there. So this is not a good sign. It's not a good sign. إِنَّهُ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌّ مُبِينٌ وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ. And do not follow the footsteps of Shaitan. إِنَّهُ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌّ مُبِينٌ. Indeed, he is a clear enemy. So you need to renew your niyyah, everybody, why you're here, what your purpose is, what you are doing here. If not, you're going to slip and fall very fast, very, very fast. You might not be, or you might not even see the beginning of Fatiha. You need to renew your niyyah. You need to be sitting up at night. You need to be making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow you to be here and to be have istiqamah, to stay in this class. No matter what trials are going to come your way. Trials will definitely come your way. You will be tested. Shaitan will play around with you. He doesn't want you to be here. Those of you that are not doing your homework, not turning up to class, you only have yourselves to blame. And it's a reflection. When I see the homework and I see the way people answer, I can see who's progressing and who's not progressing just by your attendance and your homework. So if you're slipping, don't blame us. You only have yourself to blame. Okay, so if Shaitan is troubling you at the moment, constant istighfar, wake up for tahajjud, make dua after salah, because I'm worried a lot of you are going to drop off, and we haven't even started the Quran. So we need to start the Quran by next week, Monday, inshallah ta'ala. Nothing to worry about. There's quite a few rules we need to go through this week. And next week when we start the Quran, I'm going to recap on those rules as we get to it. So there's nothing to worry about. But you need to follow the class attentively, and you need to do your homework. So if you've got any other issues you've committed for this 8 months, you need to put those issues aside. If someone is irritating, you've got family issues, you've got problems in your life, ask Allah Ta'ala to make it easy for you and continue. Do not let Shaitan play tricks on you, please. So what we did last week was the possessive phrases. So we done that with Imam Luqman. So I just want to go through and have a look with just a recap. Most of you done your homework, alhamdulillah. Okay. Walaikum salam. Brother Asif, you just missed a long talk about people coming late and not doing homework.
Yes, that I'm lucky to miss that, but next time I'll.
From next week, Monday, when we start Quran, we're not going to tolerate latecomers. Please. Okay. So now have a look at the worksheet that you guys done for homework. MashaAllah, everyone did pretty well. Just a few things. The formula was an issue. Some people were taking shortcuts, right? So some people were taking shortcuts. So remember what Imam Luqman said, the something of something, the something of something. So you just have a quick look here. No one had an issue with the pen of the friend, right? Everyone was okay with that. So remember what Imam Luqman said? What's the rule, Mahmoud? 2 harams, 1 wajib, isn't it? You remember? What does 2 harams, 1 wajib mean? Yes. Kasra, kasratain, right? So 2 harams, 1 wajib. So for the first word, right, which is the mudaf, right? And easy in Arabic, this will be mudaf ilay, right? So the possessor and the possession and the possessor, right? So for the first one, we're not allowed to have al or tanween. And the second one, we have to have a kasra. It's important. But regardless of the fact that there's no al here, when you translate, you still translate as the. So the something of something. So there was no issue with this, right? The pen of the friend, Babul Baiti was the door of the house, right? Now we're looking at everything here. We've got here Kalamu, Babu, Kalamu, Sayaratu, Baitu, Jamalu. What happens in the Quran? Sometimes we see Baitillahi. What will happen if we have, instead of Baitullahi, in the Quran, sometimes you've seen Baitillahi in the Quran. You've seen Baitillahi in the Quran, right? We've seen, and brother Ishtihad. How are you, brother? Okay, you also missed out on the beautiful talk about late coming, right? From next week, you got 1 week. Next week, inshallah, when we start Quran, no late coming, inshallah. 7 o'clock, right? So we have, in the Quran, we have Baitillahi, right? Does anyone know how come it will be Baitillahi and not Baitullahi? Or are we allowed to have Baitillahi? Are we allowed to have it? So how come we've got Baitillahi, but all of these we've got Baitullahi, Jamalu, Sadiqu. How do we make it Baitillahi? Anyone know?
We're allowed to have the Dhamma.
Okay.
We have allowed to have Baiti.
Yes.
We're allowed as the first word.
So how does it become Baiti?
Yeah.
What changes it? What causes it to change? Sorry? Feminine word? Bait? No, not because of feminine word. No. So, okay, let's say we have Jamali Ali. What if we see this in a book? Instead of Jamalu, we see Jamali. Or we have Kitabi. How come it's in Kasra? How come we've seen words like this in the Quran? Lillahi. Baitillahi. We did this. No? Okay, that's too advanced. You on another level. Simple, we done it last week. There was something I spoke about, dynamite. Does anyone remember dynamite? So we have the harfs, the huruf, the particles, the prepositions. On the back of your book, you have, on your pocket rocket, you have genitive prepositions or genitive particles. Right? So you see your genitive particles. If you have fi, for example, you have ala, you have ila, you have min, right? You have bi, you have li, right? So what it does, remember we did this? It causes the next word to be in kasra. So simple. So you have fi, fi becomes fi baytillahi, fi jamali ali. So it just causes the next word to be in kasra. So the mudaf, the first word, can change its encasing. Now, if I've got here fi baytillahi, what do I do to the second kasra? And the second word, what happens to that kasra? What happens to it? No, nothing. Because it's wajib, Fatima, it's wajib to have jar. So you just leave it as is. It can only affect the first word. The second word is always in kasra, in jar. Does that make sense? It can only affect the first word. Fi baytillahi, lillahi. Have you ever wondered why in the Quran you read lillahi? Make sense? So if you look on your particles list, on your pocket rocket, Auntie, yes, look at your genitive particles.
Yeah.
So any of those particles before a noun, right? It causes the noun, the last letter, to be in kasra.
I wrote that down. Last letter would be kasra and then noun after the genitive form.
Yes.
So written that down before it comes.
Okay, so does it make more sense now? You just,
I'll have to think about this.
okay.
Why am I not getting it?
But you just answered the whole rule. You just said you wrote it down that the word, the
I
noun.
just wrote down what you said.
Okay, everyone okay with that? Makes sense? If you have a genitive particle, the noun afterwards becomes, the last letter becomes in jar, a kasra. Make sense?
Okay, that's a rule. You said that's a rule which we have to follow, right?
Yes, we have to
No,
follow.
that's fine. But still, when there's there, shouldn't say there, it's kasra. Lillahi, understand that that's the rule that the last letter has to be kasra.
So if it's lillahi, on the ha, lillahi, there's a kasra on the h, the ha. So bayti, instead of dhamma, instead of a dhamma, if we put li before it, it becomes li baytillahi. Or if you can put min, huwa min baytillahi.
Oh,
Ila baytil, adhabu ilal baytillahi.
okay. So if you have a particle before,
Yes, a particle before it. Okay, so if there's a particle, right? So any of these, min, let's say we have min here. Auntie, what will this be? Sadiquna, what will it become? Look at it. It's min, right? And but you've got a min before it. You've got a particle, so it's going to change something here. What's it going to change? Kina, because the last letter, it's not the last letter.
oh, that's ours.
That's an attached.
That belongs to us. is what it-
There's two different words there. Does it make sense? Okay, well done. Well done. Okay, Auntie. Right, I'm going to jump to something while we're on here. Right, I'm going to just jump to something. Does everybody understand that concept? Does everyone understand it? Right, now sometimes if you go in your book to page 35, right, this you can, I'm just going to touch on it now. We're going to go more into it when we go into the Quran, right? So there's something called kana and its sister. So you see all these words here, right? Your most common one is kana. And this one here, all these words, your most common one is inna, right? So just make a note of this. I'm just going to touch on it. You can forget it after I say it. Okay, no problem. Forget it after I say it, because I will go over it again. So you've got kana and inna, your main ones, right, which come up in the Quran. So automatically, Zakaria,
Assalamu
Islam, how are you?
Oh, still waking up.
Oh, waking up.
Yeah, had a snooze.
Oh, nice. Zach, so you heard the story about the fee and the min, right?
A little bit. I missed the first few minutes. I just came from Maghrib.
What does min do to this Babul Baiti? No? You missed it?
Yeah, I missed it. Yeah.
Brother Hafid,
Assalamu alaikum.
Islam, how are you?
Good, alhamdulillah.
What does it do to Babul Baiti?
It will make it kasra.
It will make it
So min babi,
Babi.
babil
Awesome.
bait. Yeah.
Babil Baiti. Awesome,
Yes.
right? So any of those genitive particles will cause the first one to be in kasra, right? Not the second one. The second one will be in kasra always. Now, like I told you in your book, there's inna and kana on page 35. So we have inna. So what does inna do? Inna is little different, right? So in the Quran, you've heard inna allaha. Now listen to me. You have inna allaha, you have lillahi. So how come it's inna allaha? Whenever you have inna, right? So let's say we have inna, right? It's going to cause the word, instead of raf or jar, it's going to cause it to be in nasb. So let's say you have inna, you had babul baiti, it will become, what will it become? Inna babul baiti, easy. So the huruf, the particles cause it to be in jar. Inna will cause it to be in nasb. Does that make sense? Inna, so if you have a genitive particle, the next noun will be with a kasra. Now, if you have inna before the word, the next noun will be in fatha. Inna allaha. Inna allaha. Right? So it will be inna babal baiti. Right? We're going to go over this again. Right? Just introducing it to you now. So when we do it again, it will sit more inside, right? There's one more that will cause a noun to change. Which will be kana. Kana. Okay, so it's already in rough. Everything's in Dhamma already. When you have kana, right, it will cause the word to be in rough, in a Dhamma. Everyone okay with that? So it's inna, kana, and we have the genitive particle. Genitive particle does what? Kasra. Inna causes the next word to be in? Inna. Inna Allah. Always remember Inna Allah in fatah. Okay, and kasra and kana cause it to be in raf. Excellent. Okay, so don't worry about that. Right? So as long as you've been introduced to it now, we will, as soon as we get in the Quran, you will see more of it, inshallah. Right? So just to show you how end casings work also. Right? Very important to know how end casings work, right? Study of Nahu, right? What is Nahu? The study of end casings, right? Okay. Anybody? Okay, so here, just another thing we were noticing. For now, right? There's something of something. So I know you've got your people were saying here, babuka, babuki, and babuka. What you have your babuki? You had your door, right? And otherwise, it's the door of yours, right? Okay. So for now, both are correct. Both are correct. But the default will be the something of something, right? When there is a attached pronoun to the noun, like this one here, ka, kuma, ki, you can say straight away, but otherwise stick to the default. When you get a little bit more used to it, then you can go your door, your cat, your dog, his book, kitabuhu. You can say the book of his or his book, right? But later, as you get more advanced, but the default, especially when you come to the Quran, you'll have to go the something of something, okay? Unless there's an attached pronoun to it. Everyone okay with that? Online, any questions? Kana's already here, so they're already in rough. So if you look here, all of these are already in rough. Babu, kana, babul baiti. Right, so it will cause it to be in Dhamma. So, no, it's easier. If I were to put a kana here, right, the next word would be with a Dhamma. Right? If we had to have inna, it would be fatah. And if we had to have a genitive particle, it would be kasra. That's all that it is, just to know the three different types, what it causes to a word. Okay. There's another concept which we're going to start today, which is called a descriptive compound. Okay, descriptive phrases, right? Okay, you're right. Okay, the next one we're going to do is called a descriptive phrase, descriptive compound, right? So it's a mawsuf, a sifa, something that is being described, right? So we have something that is just being described and its sifa, its quality, its description, right? Something that it's in your book. I'm going to go to your book now. Something that is there and you are describing, giving its quality, right? So in Arabic, so you must have heard Baytun Kabirun. So Baytun is a house and Kabirun is big. But when you translate it, you say big house. You don't say Baytun Kabirun, house big. That doesn't make sense. He lives in a house big, right? The house is your product, but it's being described, right? So it is your the description of the house, right? So when you translate the big house, Hello? Okay. Can you hear me that side? It's coming through? Okay. So now the secret to breaking up this compound and working out how to, like for example, if you have, can you make it a little louder? If you have, hello, 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 hello. It's okay? Yeah. Okay. So how do we find whether a word is a descriptive compound or a possessive compound? So if we look, let's have a look here. If we look at okay. So let's say we've got Baytul Waladi, right? Would we know immediately if we look at this compound, we look at these two nouns together, right? What would we say about these? We would say immediately, look at it, right? First, to distinguish between two, we'd say there's no al on this, there's no tanween on this, right? This one here's got an al and it's got a kasra, right? So we know there's a possessive compound, the house of the boy, right? Now the difference with a descriptive compound is that everything has to match. Everything has to match in terms of a terminology called gend, right? So I'll explain you what gend is. G gender and casing number and definiteness, right? It's called gend. Now, when we looked at Baytul Waladi, when we look at the possessive compounds, let's have a look at it. And if we apply gen to it, right? So let's see what we mean by gen. G, E, and D. Genitive, gender, encasing, number, and definiteness. So if we look at, let's say, for example, Babul Baiti, both have to match. Can you tell me, if we look at Babul Baiti, if one of them doesn't match, right? So the gender, they're both the same gender. If you're looking at Babul Baiti, right? So we don't mind. Is the encasing the same? Is the encasing the same? What's different about the encasing here?
The kasra.
Sorry, what is that?
It's a kasra, not a dhamma.
One's got a kasra, one's got a dhamma, right? Okay, so there that doesn't match, right? The number, does the number match?
No.
Babul Baiti, the door of the house, right? You can't have a tanween, but it's still the door of the house. So the number is still, it's one door, one house, right? And definite, indefinite, does it match? Right, so here there's no al, it's a hidden al, but you can see obviously it doesn't match, so we'll put it no, right? If we're looking at the apparent reasons. Now, what is the difference here? Immediately we see this doesn't match. We're going to go to descriptive phrases. Okay, so I'll just give this out. Sorry, I haven't ended this out yet. Sorry. So on a descriptive phrase, there is no the something of something in a descriptive phrase. We do not have the something of something formula. The descriptive phrase is to give a quality of the thing that is being described and to swap it around, right? So let's have a look here. If we put into context our G, E, N, D, let's have a look. We've got something here, Baytun. Descriptive phrase, right? Descriptive phrase is a thing that is a quality of something that's being described, right? The possessive phrase that we done on Friday with Imam Luqman, who used the formula, the something of something, which the rule was 2 harams, 1 wajib. You're not allowed to have al or tanween on the first word, and you must have a kasra on the second word. The next concept we're going to is called descriptive phrase. So descriptive phrase, we want to describe the quality of something, right? So if we look here, something that's being described and its description, Mawsuf sifa, right? So okay. Right, so let's look at this, right? So we've got Baytun Kabirun. Now let's put it to the test, right? We all know what these words mean, Baytun Kabirun. So the gender, let's look at the gender first. So we put it to our test. In both words, is the gender the same? Mahmoud, is the gender the same on both words? Baytun Kabirun. Okay? They're both the same? Are they feminine words? Any one of them feminine? Baytun Kabirun. It doesn't have a ta, feminine ta on the end. There's no feminine ta. So they're both the same, right? Okay, so we mark it off. Gender is the same, right? Is the end casing the same?
Yes.
Okay, the end casing is the same, so we can tick it. Is the number the same? Number the same? How do you know it's the same? Without, if you don't know the meaning. So it's,
A house.
what's that? No, I don't want the translation. Let's say you didn't know the translation. Tanween, that's what I'm looking for. So it's a house. So it's A and A. So it's just one, right? Sister Lani.
Assalamualaikum.
Sam, how are you?
Walaikum salam.
So, Sister Lani, so we've got a house. A Baytun is A, right? It's indefinite, right? So the number matches. What happens if it was 2 houses? What would it be in Arabic? Instead of Baytun, what would it be? Do you remember the poem?
Home, yeah, Ani, tiny.
So what would this become?
Baitani.
Awesome. Right, so that would be 2 houses, right? Everyone with me? But it's not 2 houses, so the end casing matches. What about the definite and the indefinite, Lani? Do they match?
No.
Oh, sorry, not on that one, on this one, yeah. Not on this.
Sorry, I can't see the cursor. Sorry.
Can you see?
Uh,
Do the end cases match on Baytun Kabirun?
yes, it matches. Yes.
Right, the end cases match, right? So what we can do, we lock it in. Sorry, not the end case, sorry, the definiteness. The definiteness, do they match?
Is
So they're both in nakira, right? Indefinite, right?
yes, it matches.
Okay, so
Or
they
they
match.
both don't have vowels at
They
the
both
start.
don't have, so they both indefinite. So the definiteness is
Doesn't-
matching. They both in nakira. So once we found out, we put it to the test with our GEND, we lock it in that it is a descriptive phrase. Right? So the translation, Lani, what is Baytun in English?
A house.
And Kabirun?
A big.
Okay, and if you have to translate it, how do you translate something that is being described, the quality of something that's being described in English? So how would you translate this? Would you say a house, a big?
No, you say it's an Idafi, so it's a big house.
It would be?
A big house.
Awesome. Well done. A big house. And that's how simple it is to translate the descriptive compounds. Brother Salman, makes sense? Easy. Adabun Adim. You see that so many times in the Quran. We know what adab is, punishment. Adim is great. So Allah Ta'ala says, a punishment great? No, because they're both matching, a great punishment. Makes sense? So that's why you see it like that in the Quran. And you're looking at the word for word Quran, you're getting confused. How can it be punishment great? Where's that thing? Okay, so now let's have a look if we okay, let's try another one. Let's try the next one, inshallah. Okay, Mami.
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna try the next one.
Okay.
So we've got here
It's
waladu al-tawilu. Right? So now first you're going to do is you're going to look at your gender. So G is for the gender,
yeah.
encasing, number, and definiteness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at this, so let's put it to the test. So the gender, are they both matching? If we got these two
Yes.
each other,
They match. Yeah.
they match?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because they have the al both of them.
No,
And
the
they-
gender, there's no feminine ta. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Right? So there's no feminine ta. So we can tick off gender,
Yep.
right? Encasing.
It's the same. They both got a Dhamma.
They both got a Dhamma, right? Well done. Right? Number.
Yes, they match.
They matching?
Yes.
Right? And what about the definiteness?
They definite as well.
How do you know?
They have the al on them.
Okay, they have the right. Okay, well done, right? So if they're all matching, you can lock it in as a descriptive phrase. So what's being described? So this boy, right? His
Yes.
quality is being described. So
Yeah.
what the boy in English, the boy
He's tall. Or the tall boy, or the boy is tall.
no. Remember with descriptive
Oh yeah.
phrases, you got to swap it around.
Yep.
So remember your adabun adim.
Yes.
Same thing like what we did on the previous one. Baytun kabir, a big house. So here you go. So how would you translate this? So what is al waladu?
The boy.
The boy. And what is tawil? Al-tawil.
The tall.
The tall. But we can't talk like that in English. So how would you translate it then? Swap it around. What's your final answer?
The tall boy.
The tall boy. Easy. That's it. As simple as that. As simple as that. Okay, well done. Okay, this is easier than what I thought. Everyone seems to be catching it. Just remember your G, E, and D. Let's look at some examples in the Quran and we'll come back to this, right? We'll have a few more people go through. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Okay, here's one with added. Let's have a look at added. Al-muallimani al-kabirani. Al-muallimani al-kabirani. Right? So we've got there the two big teachers. So we've got al-kabirani, right? Why is it not al-muallimani al-kabirun? Kabir is big. So isn't it supposed to be, did they make a mistake in this book? We've got al-muallimani, right? Al-muallimani al-kabirani. Right, so let's have a look. Let's put our, let's see, maybe they made a mistake. Possible that they made a mistake. Let's go. Al-kabiri. Right. So, Brother Ishtiyad, al-muallimani al-kabiri. Is this a descriptive compound? Let's put it to the test. Al-muallimani al-kabiri. So what you're going to do first, you're going to look at the gender. Is the gender the same? Is the gender the same? Right, there's no feminine ta, right? So the gender is the same. The encasing. The encasing is the same? Okay. So you're saying the encasing is the same. Okay. The number, is the number the same? The number al-muallimani al-kabiri. Right. Kabiri. So then it means it's one only. So then the number you're saying is correct, incorrect. Okay. What about the definiteness and indefiniteness? Right. So they're both definite. So what are they falling on? Just on the number? Okay. Anyone else sees anything else? Is it only the number? Yes, Ahmed. What do you mean? Yes. An is an extension, right? Okay, close, close, close. Can someone lock it more further in? Anyone lock it in further? Very close. It's got something to do with Hafid Ahmed said. He said that
Closer to.
Muallimani, the an is an extension when kabiri doesn't have an extension. So the encasing, one is ani and one is just re. Yeah. Okay. So what Auntie is saying is it should be Muallimani Rani.
Rani.
Right, awesome, right? So kabirani. But what else is the problem here? Okay, so the end casing, it should be, they both should be, there should be dual, right? Two teachers, two big. So that should be kabirani, right? So the two big teachers. But what else is different if you had to look at this ani, muallimani, and kabiri? What's different? Are they both? They're both in what? Jar? They're both in kasra?
Al-Kabiri is in jar.
Yeah. And muallimani is what?
Aini. Nasab.
In raf. Remember ani?
Is in the sound plural.
No, muallimani, ani, aini, tani, taini, una, ina, atun, atin. So if this is ani, that means it's representing raf. So even the end casings are totally different. This is representing raf, this is representing jar. There's a kasra here, but the ani is actually in raf. You remember the ani, aini? Okay, not many people remember. Okay, we're going to come back to that again, right? Remember the poem ani, aini, tani, taini, una, ina, atun, atin. So we did ani, aini, right? So it was raf, nas. So ani, wala dani is two boys in raf. Wala daini is two boys in nas or jar. So this ani is actually, although it's ani was written ani like that, but it's actually in raf. Okay, maybe a bit too advanced at the moment. We'll have to come back to that, inshallah, right? Okay. Okay. Let's look from the Quran. Get some barakah from the Quran, right? So we have here in the Quran, walahum adabun adhimun. Adabun adhibun. So we know adab is a punishment and adhim is great. So why do we turn it around? And for them is a great punishment. So let's look at it, right? So we take our gend, G, E, N, D. And we look at adab and we look at adhim, right? We look at our gender. There's no feminine ta. Very easy.
We.
Sorry, Brother Afi, is that you? Brother Afi?
Sorry. I
You
didn't
okay?
realize. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize my mic was.
Okay, but while you're on, you might as well have a look, yeah? Adabun adhim, right?
Yes.
So let's put it here and see. Look, this is straight from the Quran, right? Adabun adhim.
Yep.
From Surah Baqarah, the surah will be starting soon, inshallah ta'ala. Walum adabun adhim, right? So the gender is the same, Brother Afi.
Yes.
The end casing is the same. They're both damatain.
Yep.
The number is the same,
Mhm.
and they're both indefinite. So immediately you lock it in, right?
Yeah.
And it becomes a descriptive compound, right? So let's look at adabun adhim, right? I want to look at okay, let me see an example here for you. Okay, so we've seen adabun adhim. Let's have a look here. That's right here. So remember I said if we've got fi, or say let's say we've got min. Min Okay, so remember what I said, if you've got min, if you've got a genitive particle, it causes the next word to be in
Kasra.
kasra. You remember that, right? So you've
Yep.
got a genitive particle there, it's going to cause the next word to be in genitive particle,
Yep.
right? So min adabil adim. So same thing, Brother Hafi.
Yes.
So what we do, we toss it, we turn it around again.
Yep.
So how would this translate then? So the first one we had adabun adim.
Alimun. Yeah.
Adabun adimun was punishment great, and we
A
turn it
great-
around a
A
great
great
punishment.
punishment. Yeah.
So how would we turn this one around, or what would we do here?
From a great punishment.
From a great punishment. Okay. Anyone
Yeah.
else? Anyone else from a great punishment?
From the great punishment.
From the,
I-
you got from the great punishment. Anyone else? Does everybody who agrees with Brother Hafi?
No.
And who, anyone else agrees? So Brother Hafi got from, what did you have, Brother Hafi?
From A. I think that is incorrect.
From a, okay. So everyone else would agree with
The
From- the great punishment. Is everyone in agreement with that, or anyone wants to dispute it?
There should be a off in between.
Well done. This is not a descriptive particle. Why? Remember, 2 harams, 1 wajib. So if we look at this, and we put our test to it, Brother Hafi, you got lazy, you didn't do the test, Brother Hafi.
No, I didn't have the time. Sorry.
Right, so the test was G, E, N, D. Right, gender was the same, encasing was the same.
Number.
Sorry, yeah, number is the same,
Mhm.
but definiteness is not.
Yep.
Right? So,
Yep.
but what have we got here? Then we look at it, wait a minute, but they're both nouns. We know they're both nouns, so there has to be something between them. They're both nouns. So if they're both nouns, what's the relationship between them? Okay, let's look at them. I remember Imam Luqman told me about 2 harams, 1 wajib. Let me check. It doesn't have an al here.
Yep.
There's no al.
And there's no tanween.
There's no tanween. And this one's got al, which is allowed, and it's got the kasra. So therefore I can do from a punishment, from the punishment of the great. So this is the something of the something. Okay, so don't get mixed up between possessive compounds and descriptive compounds. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're going to do more examples of that, and we're going to stop with that, but we're going to do some examples together. Okay, Sister Zuha,
Assalamu alaikum.
how are you?
Alhamdulillah, well, thank you.
You ready up for this one, yeah?
I think so.
Okay, so let's have a look. Shajaratin jamilatin, right?
Mhm.
Why would this be shajaratin? What would cause it to be in kasra, in jar?
It would be in kasra because I'm not sure, to be honest. I know
There'd be something before it. What would be before it to make it into jar?
be a genitive particle before it.
Genitive particle, that's it. Min, ala, li. So any of that would cause it to be in jar, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so this is very important because this is going to help us on Thursday, inshallah. So all these genitive, all these reasonings, it's causing the encasing, right? So I'm just touching on it now. And when Thursday comes, you'll get a shock of your life then, inshallah. Don't worry. I'll shock you later. Okay, so This shajaratin jamilatin, is it a possessive compound or a descriptive compound?
It's a descriptive compound.
It can't be possessive?
No, because of if we look at the gender is the same. They both have the feminine ta. It has a tanween at the end for both words.
Right.
That's word in particular, so that means it's not possessive. So the end casing is the same. The number is the same.
Right.
One tree, and it's a singular form. And the definiteness is the same. They both have it.
But
No,
they both have right. So they're both indefinite, right? Why did you say immediately that it's not a possessive compound? How do you know you can't put of in between there? What was the big thing immediately when you looked at it to say I can't put of in between these two nouns?
The absence of the al on shajara and the tanween at the end of shajaratin.
The tanween, yes, and what else?
And the absence of al.
Right. So if you've got a tanween, right, immediately you know it can't be a possessive compound. Immediately you just say, okay, no ways, that can't be a possessive compound. Let me put my test. Let me see genitive compound. Okay, that's a descriptive compound. Okay, put it through the gen test, which you did. And what did you get for shajaratin? Jamilatin.
So it means a beautiful tree.
Beautiful. So this is a tree. A beautiful equals a beautiful tree. Easy, everything matches, right? If one doesn't match, sorry, sister, what was your name again? Nasliya. So let's say, for example, one thing doesn't match. Let's say if this was let's say it was shajaratan jamilatin. Would you be able to lock that in as a descriptive compound? Immediately not. If one was, what about if it was just easy? What if it was al shajarata jamilatin? Okay. What if it was just, okay, al shajaratin jamilatin? Because the definiteness. Well done, mashallah. Well done. Okay, what I'm going to do, we still got 10 minutes before Isha. Go through the next few. Go through the next few on your own. Everyone seems to be caught onto it. I don't think we need to do examples together. Do the next, just do the next 4, right? Just do the next 4. And let's see how you go. Qalaman, saghiran, al-kitab al-qadima, as-sayaratun kabiratun, muslimatin, salihatin. Okay, so everyone knows the vocab, right? Everyone knows the vocab. Put it to the test. Put it to the test. Shouldn't take you long, right? Have a look at it. Remember your GEND. GEND. That's all you need to remember, your formula. GEND. Do they match? One of them might be a trick one in there, right? So let's see if you can find out which one is wrong and which ones are correct, right? Shouldn't take you long. Right? If you need the vocab, let me know. Right? But you should know this vocab. Qadim is new. Sayara, you know. Kabir, you know. Muslimat, you know. Which one? Sahir. Sahir is small. Yeah. Qadim is new. Sorry, Qadim is old. Sorry. GEND. That's all you have to remember. There might be a possessive compound in there. Make sure you don't get bitten by it. Okay, some people are going really fast. They're finishing till the end. If you can carry on, no worries. We've got 9 minutes before Salah. Winning.
I just didn't tell you. Every fortnight, Monday, I complete the payroll.
Mhm.
I have to now just finished.
No problem. No problem.
This is just finished.
Okay.
So sometimes finish at 6 o'clock, sometimes 7, sometimes 8. That's
As long as you come to class. It's fine. It's fine. You okay?
I think everything is same.
Yes.
You conclude, like, everything is
Yes.
same.
Yes.
So why you can,
I want to confuse the ladies, not you.
because to me everything is
Well
same.
done. Well done.
This is two
Yes.
Muslimat means two what is
Righteous.
English?
Righteous Muslims. Well done.
Righteous. No, two Muslimat. Two.
So you're going to swap it around.
What is Muslimat? Muslimat.
Muslims.
Muslims.
Yeah. And Salihat is righteous.
Muslim, two righteous.
Muslims. That's it.
So I will write like two righteous Muslims.
Well done.
And similarly here, it is all
Kitabani. Yeah.
Al-Kitab al-Qadim.
Al-Kitab. Yeah. Okay.
Al-Kitab al-Qadim. The book,
The book.
the old,
Easy. Easy. Huh?
What is al-Qadim?
Is it old? Easy, right? Salihat is righteous. How many righteous? How many? Read the encasing. Muslimatin, two, atin, and anytime atin. Oh, that's more than two. Sorry, Muslimatin, atun, atin. Muslimatin, ani, aini, tani, tani, una, ina, atun, atin. It's 3. 3, right? 3 plus. Okay, looks like everyone's getting it right, mashallah. Okay, everyone's getting it right. Muslimatin, salihatin. A few people were looking at that. Remember your ani, aini, tani, tani, una, ina, atun, atin. So atin is what? 3 plus female. 3 plus female, right? And then you've got salihatin. It's also plural, so they've got a match in your G-E-N-D. So it will be 3 righteous, or many, 3 plus, many righteous Muslims. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll break for Salah now. We've got 3 minutes left. And then those that are online, if you want to stay on, we'll put you in a breakout room. And we'll come back, inshallah, to finish this off and start something else. But I'm pretty happy with everyone with this descriptive phrase. MashaAllah, well done, everyone. Ali, recordings. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. So, I'm pretty sure everyone's okay with that. Any issues? Muslimatin, Salihatin, is everyone okay with that one? How did everyone online go? Huh? Am I on mute? No. Can everyone online hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, Zach, how did you go with that Muslimatin, Salihatin? How did you go with that?
Is that many righteous Muslims,
Right, female Muslims, right?
females? Yeah, because it's the tin.
Yeah, atin. So the last
Yeah.
one on the scale, ani, right to the end, right? Plural females, right?
Hmm.
And then al-babil jadidi, what did you go with that?
The new door.
The new door, right? And then we've got masjidani kabirani. What did you have there?
A big mosque.
Masjidani kabirani. Masjida. You had
Plural.
muslimatin.
Yeah, but
The same
this is
thing.
not in at the end. This is female, but not.
This is? So it's
This is
ani.
singular though. Yeah.
Ani.
Mm.
What is singular for masjidani? What would singular be?
Masjid.
Right. So you
This
have
is plural. Yeah.
this would be
Many big mosques.
that would be dual.
Okay, two big mosques then.
Why two?
Because he said dual. So
Yeah,
if
but why
it's
is it
dual.
dual? You can't just listen and
Ani.
take.
Yeah.
What if I'm lying to you?
Hang on. Refer to the textbook.
Muslimun, right?
Muslim.
I'm lying. Masjidun. Right. So you've got. Let's have a look. You shouldn't trust me.
Well, we have to trust you because if we don't, then what happens?
Masjidun is one masjid, right? So you go to the masjid every day. Masjidun, right? So how do you make it two masjids?
Ani.
So you're just going to add the ani, masjidani,
Hmm.
right? So can you go through? Can you do this masjid scale from ani, ani, tani, tini, una, ina, atun, atin? So you got masjid, masjidani. You look at your textbook.
Getting to it 1 second. Masjiduna.
So is that plural? So masjidani is dual. What dual?
Dual.
And then what do you have for plural?
Yeah.
Masjiduna.
Yeah.
Does it sound a bit funny to you?
It does. Hang on. Gee, that sounds a bit funny. Yes.
Masjidun. Does it sound any funny to anyone else? Or is it only me? Maybe
That
only- Sounds funny, mommy? Mommy?
Hello?
Yeah, does it sound funny, masjiduna?
Yes,
What should it be?
Masjidani.
That also sounds a bit funny. Masjidani we've got here for dual. I'm looking for plural. So you've got masjid, masjidani, masjidaini, right?
Yeah.
I want
Masjidain.
many masjids, many, 3+. So you've got Muslimuna. You remember Muslimuna for many Muslims. Masjiduna. Everyone locking in Masjiduna?
Masajid.
MashaAllah, Sister Zuha, well done. It's a broken plural. And you've heard this word many times, the Masajid of Allah. Masajid. So it's a broken plural. Remember we had foot and feet? Do you remember? Spice and spouse, spouse and spice, something like that. House and heist, mouse and mice. Right, so it's a broken plural. Okay, no one caught my jokes. Anyone online? No, nobody. Okay. It's all right. Try again tomorrow, inshallah. Okay, so Zach, you catch it? There's no masjiduna, it's masajid.
Masajid.
And you've heard this word before.
Yeah, every lecture they give you masajid.
So it's a broken plural, right? So goose, geese, right? That's all that it is. Okay, so well done. Well done. I'm impressed with how you've all completed the descriptive compound. So mashallah, we've got the descriptive compound, we've got the possessive compound in our hands. There's, I think, another 2 more. We'll finish that. And then we need to get onto our morphology, our sarf, which is lacking behind. So we've done the fa'ala scale. Everyone's happy with the fa'ala scale now. So you've got fa'ala, you've got daraba, you've got sami'a, right? Kharaja, right? I'm sure everyone can do all that scales. Fatma Noor, can you do it? How are you with the scales? Do you want to try daraba? Start again. Daraba, daraba, darab. Who? Yes. Yes. So use your fingers. Remember the poem, right? So remember the poem, the daraba, daraba, darabu. So this will help you if you use your hands. Daraba, daraba, darabu. So you know you've got to get 3 guys out of the way. So these 3 are out of the way. Now you need to get the 3 ladies out of the way. Daraba, daraba, darabu, darabat, darabata, darab, na. Now you're going for that guy in front of you. Darab, ta, tuma. Yes. T, tuma. Yes. Darab two. First yourself. Worry about yourself first. Day of Qiyamah, you're going to be worrying about yourself. So darab two myself, and then darabna. You won't have time to worry about anyone else. So just say, I need to worry about myself. Darab two, darabna. Right? Sami'a. Let's see. Muhammad from Gold Coast. We haven't heard from you yet. You want to choose any scale, Muhammad, even if it's fa'ala, whatever you want. Muhammad? No?
May I go?
Who's that?
May I go?
Who are you?
Officer Ridwan.
Do sami'a.
سمع سمع سمعوا سمعت سمعت سمعنا سمعت سمعتما سمعتم سمعتي سمعتما سمعتن سمعت سمعنا.
Nice, well done, mashallah, well done. Okay, so the fa'ala, Brother Salman, are you okay to do fa'ala for us? Yes. Fa'alu, right? So where did you get to? Yes. 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 Mashallah, mashallah. Ishtar, are you good with your skills? Kharaja. Yes. Yes. Ta. Yes. Yes. Kharajna. Beautiful, beautiful. Well done, well done. Okay, so if we've got kharajta, Zuha, kharajta. What does kharaja mean?
To leave.
Right, to leave, right? So if I say kharajta, what does that mean?
You, one man left.
Awesome, right? Kharajtu.
I left.
Excellent. Okay, so I think everyone's okay with the past tense. Now we're going to go into future tense. Now in future tense, you can open your book up to no, that's not on the pocket rocket. The scales are not on the pocket rocket. It's in your book, page I think I wrote it down here. 60 something. 60. Oh, no. 60.
69.
69. Okay, awesome. All right, so let's have a look at present or future, right? So now we've always been talking past. He, one man did. But what happens if the person is doing something? He, one man is doing. What are we going to do? So we got to find the scale for it, right? So I've made it easy for you guys. I've written on you guys. I've saved you guys a lot of time. So if you look at the handout, what I've given today, we have, okay, so we have fa'ala. So we can always refer to this. Let's look at, so we have, you can write this while you, page 69, right? So we're not going to worry about the command today. This sheet, keep the sheet till Thursday. We're going to use the sheet for the rest of the week. So we've got fa'ala. Now, since we all know fa'ala so easy, he, one man did, right? Sorry, fa'ala, he, one man did. We all know what it is. He, one man did. Now, what you want to say, if he, one man is doing or will do. Is doing or will do. So it can be present or future. How do you know if it's present or future? Depends on the context of the ayah, right? So if you got fa'ala, he, one man did. Now you want to say he, one man will do. All we do is add a ya and we change it to raf. Yaf'alu. Yaf'alu. He, one man is doing or he, one man will do. Now remember, Imam Luqman taught you that some words can have at the start an extra ya, an extra ta, and an extra alif, and an extra noon. The easiest one is the alif and the noon, na, right? We did, right? So let's look at this, right? So we have fa'ala. To make it present or future, we add the extra ya, and if you look in your book, it will become yaf'alani. So all you're adding is this, fa and the ain. Yaf'alani. So from your book, you can copy it into your notepad. So fa'ala becomes, to make it future, you have to add something. You add the extra word and you still keep your main words. Fa'ala is still there. So fa'ala, fa'ala. So all you added was a ya in the first one. The second one, all you added was a ya in the first and a noon at the end. Yaf'alani. It's as simple as that. So when you're reading the Quran, if you see something with a ya in front, it's on the scale, immediately you pick up present or future, and you'll be able to pick up the root letters. Yakhruju, yakhrujani. Yasma'u, yasma'ani. Oh, those two men are listening. Easy, because sami'a, he, one man listen, but yasma'ani, oh, those two, because you know, okay, the sami'a is in there. All we've added on is the number and the ya in front. Fatima Noor, good? Makes sense? Right. The third one, fa'alu. Fa'alu, same thing. You've got your extra ya and yaf'aluna. Yaf'aluna. They all those men are doing. Yaf'aluna. So your fa'ala is constantly stuck in there. Your fa'ala is constantly ya. It's not going anywhere. The only thing that's happening is you're adding a noon, or you're adding a ya, or you're adding a waw. That's all. But your root letters, which Imam Luqman taught you the other day. So if you see this in the dictionary and you see the yakhrajuna, and you don't know what is yakhrajuna, you go to your dictionary. What letters are you going to look for in yakhrajuna? Hafidh Ridwan, what letters you're going to look in your dictionary for yakhrajuna?
Habibi kharaja.
Kharaja, easy. Easy, because you know the ya is added and the una is added. So you go to your dictionary, look at kharaja. Okay, kharaja. Next thing you'll see next to it, there'll be an indication where it's fatha, dama, or kasra, yakhrajuna. Makes sense? Nasara, yansuru. Yansuru. How would you know? Ah, shucks, yansuru. Why is it not yansaru or yansiru? Like sami'a. Why is it not like that? You go to your dictionary, look under nasara, it will say yansuru. It will be a U. It will tell you in your transliteration, yansuru. It's very easy, but you need to know your root letters. The ya is always extra, the ta will be extra. So same thing here, you can fill it out for yourselves and then we can go through the scale. So let's do it. So fa'alna. So you've got yafalu, yafalani, yaf'aluna. Then we got, you're adding a ta for the feminine. Taf'alu. Taf'alu. Right? So you look in your book. Have a look in your book. Look in your book. And there we go. Taf'alu. All we've done is we've added a ta. Right? So taf'alu. She will do. Right? And then the next one, so easy again, it's a repeat. Because there's two, we add the ani again. Taf'alani. So we add yaf'alani in you two men. For you two ladies, it's taf'alani. Taf'alani. You two ladies will do. Present or future. Right? So continue in your book as you go ahead. Fa'alna. All those ladies did. It becomes yaf'alna. Yaf'alna. So complete the rest of your worksheet just up to the end of fa'altu, right? So the easiest one, like we had fa'alna. Fa'alna becomes, you got the na, so we all did, but in future tense, you start with a noun first. Naf'alu. Naf'alu, that's it. So copy it in your book, and then we're going to go through and rattle the scales until it goes in your head, like how the fa'ala scale is going to just become part of your tongue. The fa'ala scale went in your head so easy. Thus future and present will become in your head so easy, inshallah. Right, so this very important to rattle it on your way home. Brother Salman, easy, right? So just how you did the fa'ala, yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'alu, tafalu, tafalani, yaf'ala, tafalu, tafalani, tafaluna, tafalin, tafalna, afalu, nafalu. You're going to just be able to rattle that. Okay, so you finished write it? The whole scale? Yeah. You got two papers, didn't you? Hasn't anybody been writing? Is it enough? Sorry, did everyone get it? Oh. Yes. Okay. Sorry about that. Ladies got it, eh? Oh, the ladies are finished already. Okay, so we'll have to separate the classes now. Brother Salman, good question. Everyone online, okay? The pattern is easy. The pattern is easy. So I've done the startings for you guys. I put the yas and the tas, right? So if you look in your book on page 69, fa'ala becomes yaf'alu. Fa'ala becomes yaf'alani. All you're doing, like Imam Luqman said, the ya will be extra, the ta will be extra. So because you've done root letters, this should be really easy for you. So you look in your book, page 69. You got a sheet? The second one. This one. That's the one we're on now. Hafid Ahmed, good. Finished. Everyone online, okay? Managing. Brother Muhammad, are you back? How are you doing with the scale? Are you okay to do any of the scales, like the fa'ala scale?
I need some practice, inshallah.
Okay, let me know, but try and keep at that, because if you get the fa'ala scale, the past tense, the future tense will be so easy for you. But you got to get your foundation right with the past tense first.
Inshallah.
Zakaria,
Yeah, bro.
are you ready? You want to rattle the new one you've learned, the yaf'alu?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Who's ready? Hafid Ridwan, you ready? Mami, you want to try it? You good with it?
Yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna. Taf'alu, taf'alani, yaf'alna. Taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna. Taf'alina, taf'alani, taf'alna. Af'alu, naf'alu.
Well done. Well done. Anybody else ready? Zuha, you good?
Yes. يفعل يفعلان يفعلون تفعلان تفعلان يفعلن
Yes.
تفعلوا تفعلان تفعلون تفعلين تفعلان تفعلن
Yes.
نفعل.
Excellent. Well done. Anyone in class ready? No? Sarah, did you say you're ready? Was that you? Huh? Not yet? Okay. But it's easy. Fatma, have you written it down? You good with it? You want to try? Okay, wait. Okay.
يفعل يفعلان يفعلون تفعل تفعلان يفعلن تفعل تفعلان تفعلون تفعلين تفعلان تفعلن أفعل نفعل.
Excellent. Well done. Well done. Well done. Okay, so
I'm ready now, Habibi.
okay, go for it.
يفعل يفعلان يفعلون. تفعل تفعلان يفعلون. يفعلن. تفعل تفعلان تفعلون. تفعلين تفعلان تفعلن. أفعل نفعل.
Nice. Well done. So same thing with this scale. You can use your hands as well, and you can dance around. So we're gonna, let me just get it up on screen here. Okay. So what we got, same thing, you're gonna use your hands, right? Yaf'aluna, yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna. Taf'alu, taf'alani, yaf'alna. So you gotta say it with that pattern, so it just flows when you say it with a pattern, right? Taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna, taf'alina, taf'alani, taf'alna. Af'alu, naf'alu. And everyone looks, no? Makes sense? So same thing, use the scale. Yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna. Taf'alu, taf'alani, yaf'alna. Taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna, taf'alina, taf'alani, taf'alna. Af'alu, naf'alu. Okay. Good, Mahmoud? You ready? Okay, we're doing it together. Ahmed, we're ready to do it with me? Ishtihad, you ready to do it? Everyone ready? Okay, so look at your book, right? Yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna. Taf'alu, taf'alani, yaf'alna. Taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna, taf'alina, taf'alani, taf'alna. Af'alu, naf'alu. Easy. Right, one more time, still got another minute. Right, okay. Whoever's online, you can unmute yourself so we can all do it together, inshallah. Right, everyone ready online as well?
Okay.
Okay, everyone ready? Right, let's start.
يفعلوا
يفعلان
يفعلون
تفعلوا
تفعلون
تفعلوا تفعلان تفعلون
يفعلون
تفعلين تفعلان تفعلون ألنا
تفعلوا
نفعل.
Right, so we're going to do it together this time, right? Before we leave, we're all going to do it together, right? So everyone ready? Right, so look at your book while we're doing it. Look at your book. Right, ready? Bismillah.
يفعلون
يفعلان
يفعلون تفعلوا تفعلان يفعلان
تفعلوا
تفعلان
نفعلوا نفعل
نفعل. Well done, mashallah. So what we're going to do now for homework, since you don't have class tomorrow, right? So you've got tomorrow is Tuesday. So do this homework. This is all done. Don't worry about the command section, right? So if you look on the next page, first of all, your homework is to go through the fa'ala scale, yaf'alu, right? Then look at nasara. Nasara becomes yansuru. Nasara becomes yansuru. So easy. So nasara becomes nasara, right? Nasara is for past tense, and future tense will be yansuru, yansurani. So same thing, but yansurani. Yansurani. So it becomes a dhamma. Instead of yaf'alu, this becomes yansuru. So homework, finish up the madi and the mudari scale, and we're going to test you inshallah on Wednesday on the yaf'alu and yansuru scale. So you have your example here. You have your example here, yansuru. And if you get stuck, look in your book. Look in your book, yansurani, yansuruna, yansurina. Just look in your book. It's all there. Just follow the yaf'alu scale. Yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna. Yansuru, yansurani, yansuruna. Tansuru, tansurani, yansurna. Same thing, inshallah ta'ala. See everyone Wednesday, 7 o'clock on time. Please make sure you do your homework. Everyone online included. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.